Wow. I am blown away that there's not one video, not one video that shows you how to take the seat off of the newer generation CBRs. I am blown away. I have been looking high and low all over YouTube and videos. Nothing. Goose egg, zero. I finally resorted to get the manual out. And when I went to the manual, they cut right. I mean, it's a no-brainer if you really kind of think about it. So the manual right here shows you how to do it. So I'm like, where the hell is that, right? So if you look at the seat right here, you're like, I'm looking back here and everything. No, you just pull back, and we're already taking one out. The 5mm Allen. So you just pull back. I got my speed gun right here to unscrew it. Now, something to think about, you don't necessarily have to have the back seat off, I don't think. See, this here just now lifts up, and voila, there's your battery. So now I can get my battery tenders in, and bing, bam, done. So you don't really need to take off that real rear cowl to get to that battery. That's really cool. I'm just stumped. I'm always stumped how the dealerships don't do this. These guys prep these bikes in the back shop. In fact, Lance, out there at Timber Honda, he has a very active YouTube channel that all it's about is him showing you motorcycles coming in, uncrated, putting them together. And I'm blown away that a guy like Lance wouldn't just say, oh, why don't I put a battery tender on this motorcycle? I mean, it's beyond unbelievable. I complain about this all the time on my channel. I complain about it all the time. Most people don't ride motorcycles 12 months a year. Most motorcycles sit a good 6 months a year, if not longer, because of the environment you live in. But yet the dealerships are such cheap asses. I'll just say straight up, you freaking multi-brand dealerships, you guys are a bunch of cheap asses. You really are. You're the worst. You know why you're the worst? You're only open 5 days a week, for the most part, which is a joke. And then when it comes to you buying your $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 motorcycle, you guys won't even throw a little frickin' 50-cent part on the bike for a battery tender. It's so stupid, everybody. It's ridiculous. You know why they don't do it? Because nobody bitches about it. Everybody's just like, oh well, oh well, screw that. And for all you multi-brand guys who only open 5 days a week, you're making too much money. You're making way too much money. But retail business 5 days a week? You make too much money, everybody. Timber Honda is one of the rare dealerships I know of that's open 6 days a week. Because it's a power sports dealer. But here, Harley's, I mean, in so many ways, Harley's got the same damn problem. But most Harley dealers kind of know this. They do put battery tenders on. Now, Indian on their higher line motorcycles has gotten smart. They have actually made an accessory port. Yes, an accessory port on the Indian motorcycles where it actually has the battery tender capability. You plug in the battery tender and you're now tendering your battery through what they've already put together. Because all motorcycles, every motorcycle should have that. It is so bad. But you know what? I guess all these motorcycle dealers and industry buddy up with the battery industry, and their attitude is, oh, we'll just sell more batteries. Because most guys' batteries are going to die, so you got to think that through. So as a profit center for the motorcycle dealership, why would you put battery tenders on people's motorcycles? Because you just know 2 years down the road, year down the road, they're going to be back to buy a new battery. So I mean, that's a hell of a gig, everybody. It's a hell of a gig. So it's a disservice to the motorcycle community. So for all those multi-brand dealers, you guys suck. Put the frickin' battery tenders on every machine you sell. But no, why would we do that? Because I know that I got to sell your frickin' battery. Ah, now you're getting it, right? So now let's get back over here. Back to the real deal. People will be pissed off when I make a video how to take your Honda CBR 1000R seat off and be all pissed off that I talk too much. But now the problem is, do I actually have a battery tender connection here in my shop? That's a whole other ball game. So I'm gonna have to look for that. Oh, I knew if I dug hard enough and long enough. Look at that there. Oh, I knew if I dug hard enough and long enough that I could find the freaking battery tender. So now, after digging up my whole drawer here, we got big storms on top of us. And I tell you what, you know, Gypsy, she kind of freaks out. And so I got the whole barn locked down because I'm very concerned that, I mean, she ran away. I never knew that my lawnmower was the problem of her running away. Noise really does bug her. She's always been scared of the dirt bikes and cars, and so it's really weird. So we've got some pretty horrendous storms on top of us, and I'm just keeping the fans going to kind of blur out that noise. And I've locked down the barn so she can't get away because I'm here working in the back shop, happily getting my battery tender put on my motorcycle. So you know now what we're going to do is, here's the positive, here's the negative. Just unscrew that and put that on there. I'll show you. Having a speed gun's your friend. So first you take off the positive, then the negative. That's the first thing we're going to do. You know, these weren't that tight. That's kind of concerning. Now we got the negative on first. I was going to put it underneath that, but this is grooved, so that's not going to work. So now, once again, take a little screw out of here. Don't lose these little screws. This is going to be your worst nightmare right here, is you lose the damn screw. So I'm going to put that over top of that and screw right back on. Now, here we go. Put the cover back on if you can. I don't think it really matters that much. It probably does. But, all right, so now, the next thing you got to do is you got to figure out where you're going to get this plug outside the bike to be able to put the battery tender on. So I got to kind of explore that. But before I do anything else, just for the hell of it, turn the bike on, make sure that you didn't screw anything up. Okay, so see, there's, which I don't know why I would have, but you never know in this world, you blow a fuse or something like that. So okay, so bike's off. Now, once again, these things are all sealed up. So I got to kind of like crawl around my hands and knees now, trying to figure out, like right here, would this be a good spot for this to come out right here? I don't even know if it would fit. I got to kind of play around with this for the moment. All right, so voila, I was able to sneak it down through here. I'm pushing back in this panel right here, and now this will come out right here. I think that's not, I don't think that's too bad. I could always get a little more creative. I could go through the back here and just take the back cover off while I have it doing its battery tender thing. But I think right here, you can just kind of push this back up in here like that, and it'll be out of your way. That's what I'm thinking right there. Okay, voila. So now, let's make sure the seat goes back in. I'm going to clean that off real quick. Now, we put the seat back on. Let's make sure that any of those things didn't protrude. So no, it's fitting perfect. Awesome. We're making progress, everybody. This over here should be very similar. We'll get to that next. Now, let's get the Allens back in. I always hand screw them in. I never use a gun to start the threads. That's very debatable because you can strip your threads very easily. So I prefer just to hand tighten it, then I get my gun out and torque it down. That's a 5mm Allen. Now, definitely put your owner's manual back in. I'm impressed. That little owner's manual did a pretty good job. Here's my registration. Here's the strap. This used to have a little back seat on it, and I bought this really nice cowl rear seat look for the kid. And so I did that to give her a little bit more of a flare. So you just push it in, and so that's good to go. But I was impressed that Honda actually included a manual. Anymore, usually you got to go to a website. You have to just look at the little SKU, and it tells you where to go. So now over here, I think we're in the same ball game. So let's take this gun. You know, why would Honda not have the same thing from bike to bike? So here it is. Same thing. So now I'm going to take this off as well with my gun. Having these little speed guns is so good because you can just get behind this screw and see how fast that goes, and think, done. Gotta put my phone down. Now you would have to just assume you just pull back and voila. You set up a little differently from the other bike. You see that? So you see all the technology in this race motorcycle. And I'll just set the seat aside so the dogs can't eat it. And so there's stage one. But now you're going to find our battery counter. Do you have any luck? Over here it's so funny. The dogs, I can barely walk everybody. I mean, if I don't fall down, at some point, if I don't fall down, water is so important this time of year. I mean, now I find my collection of all my stuff here another thingamajigger. I could always make one. So I could always cut these ends off and make my own ends. So I could do that. I just thought of that. That may be one option. But I'm going to keep on digging here. Over the years I've collected so much. These are all, see what this here is? This is for my Trek bicycles. Oh, it's incredible how much crap I have. You know how many Ford rear bed tie-down things I have? It's insane. Look at this here. Here's old heater. This is from my old Harleys for my heating gear. Once you ride down the road, you can plug into your accessory in your bike and heat your gear. I mean, back in the day, I did. I mean, you go 10 years ago plus, I used to ride all year round. I did. I rode in the winter months. I rode all, here we go. This here. Did I get another one? This one's so long. No, this ain't it. This is something else. I used to ride winter months. I mean, I did it all year round. And but as you get, oh, here we go. See there, everybody? Damn. Isn't that incredible? I like my own whole parts motorcycle thing. So I'm in luck. But I used to ride all year round. And over the years, I just totally got burned out of working off of my motorcycles. I mean, I used to go work. I mean, you may not believe this, but I used to just go to work on a pretty consistent basis, working off my motorcycles, taking care of my business. And in the winter months, oh man, I mean, I rode in 10-degree days. I can remember my hands, even with a heated glove, heated grips, I can still remember my hands just freezing. And then the rain would come in, like in a 40-degree day, and your gear would get all wet. I couldn't even get my gloves off. I mean, it's crazy how I was always wanting to ride a motorcycle, and then literally I just rode so much from 2012 to about 2017 that I just kind of got burned out of the working off a motorcycle. About 5 years of me just riding, and I just I only brought that up because there's that fitting for that heated gear I used to have. All right, so now same thing. We're in a red negative, but now in this one here, would it be advantageous that I thread this through somewhere before I put this on? I'm going to have to explore that right now. Yes, I found it. There's a little pocket right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'll get a wire tie, and I'll wire tie this to the frame right here. So this not flopping around back there. So that'll be perfect, everybody. Perfect. Homic Mundo, I think. Or maybe not. Because now I'm looking at something. How I get over that ridge of that, so that's going to be a problem. So maybe I did not figure this out yet. So I have to step back for a second. Well, that has not been simple. This is a pain in the ass, everybody. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is not easy. Getting this through here. This is all sealed, so I did get it through, but I busted my damn fuse. So I should have taken that out. You know what? If you ever do projects, they're never simple. If you ever do any type of manual, hands-on work, it's never, ever simple. If it is, then it wasn't a task. So now we got to take the Positive off, negative off, put these on, clean it up, and then bing bam done. Wow, this is insane. This is the battery for that bike. It weighs like nothing. But here's the challenge. It never ends, everybody. It never ends. These your little nuts are so shallow. This screw is so shallow, this doesn't grab. Maybe it does right now with it out. But I'm going to have to shimmy somehow this damn thing. This is now a project. Because I've taken it apart, but these little nuts that are in here, see that? That damn thing has to be raised up. Oh my gosh, what a pain in the ass. Well, forget this. So the one I stripped to the point, I put it on my bench, and now the little bolt is busted off. So I'll have to go to the battery shop tomorrow. But this is the problem. It's the same old stupid ass engineers that develop such a shallow bolt for when you take these cables off. You literally have to put something underneath here. I mean, what I do is I usually put tape around there, but now it doesn't matter. Now I'm dead in the water. It isn't dead in the world, but it just shows you how just But now you know why the guys at the shop don't want to do this. So this is the dirty secret. Guys at the back shop know that this turns into a little project when you start adding this crap, because this kind of raises, it creates a little bit of a different tolerance of that screw. Not much. But anyways, I'll just go to the battery warehouse tomorrow and see if they've got a, the way to play out. Oh, you got to buy a new battery. You got to buy a new lithium battery. Whatever. I mean, I could get creative. I got tons of little screws and things in my shop, but it ain't worth it. So tomorrow, that'll be the next adventure. That's it, everybody. It's going to be a wrap on the evening adventures of now. It's already after 8 o'clock. Man, you know what's really aggravating? Where is all the baseball? I guess now you have to pay to see baseball. I've already seen the U.S. Costa Rica game, but anymore, there's just no. Well, here you go. It's so funny how everybody's offended by the Cleveland Guardians. It used to be the Cleveland Indians. I mean, this country, people are a bunch of crybabies. We have so many crybabies. We live in a society in our country, the biggest bunch of wham-wham. I mean, come on, man. What is wrong with people? You know what's wrong with people? They smoke too much dope. I can promise you this country's smoking more dope, more pot, more alcoholics. I can guarantee you this country's probably at the highest level ever of people that are trash and wasted most of the time. It's a huge problem, everybody. People take their evening times, and what do? They get stoned off their ass. That's what they do. People do this stuff all day long, every day of their life. And it's so bad because it turns them into a bunch of just doofuses. We live in a bad, bad country because of all the abuse that people are doing to their bodies like never ever seen. It is so bad. All right, now this channel really wasn't supposed to be all about that, but I don't care. It's my channel, so if you don't like it, shut the hell up and go somewhere else. I don't care. So that's it. I'm done. Maybe I need a drink. No, believe it or not, I haven't been drinking my vodka and lemonade. You know what? That stuff's it's too many calories, and I got to get rid of this gut. I am so wanting to get rid of my pork chop, big ass belly that protrudes off my body. I hate it. And I'm so working on getting rid of this big ass. It's drinking that vodka. It's the lemonade. It's calories. So I'm cutting back on all that. So right now I'm drinking my water, have my coffee, and I'm doing projects in the evening to keep me focused on something else versus everybody else is smoking dope and getting stoned off their ass. It's a huge problem, everybody. It's a very sad problem. It's in my family, I'll tell you straight up. My oldest sister, it's not good. I mean, my dad grew up with all that stuff. His father died early, the cousins, the uncles, all of them died early because they were raging alcoholics. All right, God bless. Have a better evening. They get a little pissed off, I am. But you know, good news is, this is now on the battery tender. It's charging. But this bike here, I mean, this bike's got to be ridden. I got to ride it. I am going to ride it. I'm riding all this stuff, everybody. I am. All right, maybe the storms have passed. I don't know, man. This is just one of those days. And there's all the deer. So I'm even this close. Oh, the cool air. Nice and cool, but all the deer, these guys will be going nuts. I'm not going to do it. I'm not up for it. Too bad. God bless. Look for my morning video.